So we do this with a deep heart. We also do this with a light heart. But we do it authentically. We allow ourselves to do it fully and completely. I want to share with you a few quotes from one of my, I consider him a spiritual teacher. I've never met him, but he is a Catholic priest of, I believe, of the Franciscan order, and his name is Richard Rohr. And he says a few things that I think are relevant to breathe into this morning. He says, when we fail, we are merely joining the great parade of humanity that has walked ahead of us and will follow after us. Sin happens whenever we refuse to keep growing. So error or missing the mark happens not because something that we did, not because of an occurrence or an experience, but because we may stop growing from it. And he says, I do not think you should get rid of your sin or error until you have learned what it has to teach you. Imagine that concept of not even wanting, not attempting to let go of something until we squeeze all of the good out of it. Until we say, show me what you have to teach me. Show me so that this might not come back in a different way, in another form, in a different relationship, in another job, in another experience, another expression, mind, body, spirit. But let me get the good that I can create from this. Let me see the teaching here. He said, all great spirituality teaches about letting go of what you don't need and who you are not. Then, what you can get little enough, then when you can get little enough and naked enough and poor enough, you find the little place where you really are is ironically more than enough and is all that you need. At that place, you will have nothing to prove to anybody and nothing to protect. That place is called freedom. It's the freedom of the children of God. Such people can connect with everybody. They don't feel the need to eliminate anybody. And he said, the most amazing fact about Jesus, unlike any other religious founder, is that he found God in disorder and imperfection. And he told us that we must do the same, or we will never be content on this earth. So this service is not about crucifying things or demonizing things. It's not about hating our pain or hating suffering. It's not about shoving down things. It's about allowing wholeness to emerge in the midst of everything. It's about allowing perfection in the midst of disorder. It's allowing the whole process to be whole so that we can just be with what is. If you don't think you have resentments, you might be surprised today. Because most likely, as you went along this year, there were things that happened. Someone said something. It aggravated you, but you didn't notice it much. Someone said something kind of like what someone else said. It bothered you a little bit more, but you didn't really think much about it. Maybe the third time, something happened, and you had a little explosion. You feel a little bad about it, but you don't even remember it, and you just let it go. Maybe there was someone that you were trying to manage. Maybe there was something that you tried to control. Maybe someone got a diagnosis. Maybe you found out some bad news. Maybe you haven't felt like you've even had the time to break down and cry about some things, or process some things, or feel some things. Maybe you feel like you just had to keep going, and there wasn't even enough time to experience what you were going through. Maybe something fell apart that you thought was supposed to stay together. Maybe there's a part of you that is still singing a song about what's missing in your life. A love, a soulmate, a best friend from the past, a family member you don't keep in touch with, a time from the past when things were different, things seemed better. Maybe there's an unexplained feeling of loss, a void, a sadness. You don't even have circumstances around it, but it's there. Maybe it's a person, the person that went off on you, the person you went off on, the fact that people you don't even know on the road go off on you, someone that guilted you, someone that taught you to guilt others, an addiction that you haven't been able to kick yet and you don't know why. An issue that keeps coming up over and over with work or relationship or physical health and wellness. Something that happened, something that was said, a resentment, a blame. Maybe you've been holding something against yourself. Maybe you hurt someone. Maybe you don't know you hurt someone, but someone got hurt. Maybe you wanted to hurt someone. Maybe you have unconscious thoughts or semi-conscious thoughts or subconscious thoughts that are racist, sexist. Maybe you've excluded some people, some genders, some orientations from God's love, from universal light and life in your own mind. Maybe you haven't had the time to pause and really be with some of the things that are going on in the world that have incredible human suffering attached to them. Maybe you've thought there's nothing I can do anyway, so you just turned away. Now is the time to turn inward. To begin to let go. So I invite you to take 3 deep breaths in as we dim the lights a little. As we allow sound to support us. And just begin to breathe in and close your outer eyes if you choose to open your inner awareness. And just let everything be there. Let any and every person come to mind. That you may have forgiveness work with. Don't worry about going into the story. Just let their faces pop into your mind and invite them into this space, into this sanctuary for healing. Let it be light. Take a deep breath in. Inhale and take a deep breath out. Allow your thinking mind to relax. Know in this moment that we can release more together than we can alone. Start the process of opening your heart and your mind to knowing that the work begins right here and right now, the work of healing, the work of releasing, the work of forgiving. Know that it is in your nature to let go, just like a snake sheds its skin. It is in our nature to let go. We can't have expansion without having contraction. We can't have growth without letting go. We do this work because it benefits us, mind, body, and spirit. We do this work because it benefits all of creation, all of humanity. So as we do this work for ourselves, we know and we trust that we are surrogates for the world, for others who are not ready to do this work, for those parts of ourselves that don't have the courage yet to do this work. We do this work because it is our divine birthright to start anew. When we step into releasing, we circulate and we heal mind, body, and spirit. When we don't do this work, the mind is full of clutter. It's cloudy. It filters everything through these lenses that do not serve the highest good. So it clears the mind to do this work. It makes it so that we can meet new people and meet new circumstances and not run them through the same old ringer of our racket, our story, our hurt, our history. Do you want to give that gift to others? Do you want to give that gift to yourself? Mind, body, and spirit on the level of body. When we do not do this work, the body becomes congested. Stores things up, emotions, energy. It can even grow things that are unneeded or unnecessary or unwanted. There needs to be no fear around that. We simply affirm, I will not take my emotions, my history, or my resentment out through my body temple. I will release these things consciously. We take a moment just to honor the body, just really tune in to your physical body and honor it. This body temple helps to protect us when we are over capacity. It makes space for our grief, our suffering, our disappointment, our emotions. That's natural. That's part of what it does when there's too much. The body absorbs the impact. But with wisdom, the soul comes back to the body in gratitude, thanking it for carrying anything that was too heavy to carry, for seeing or holding on to anything that was too much to see. For being the space to contain anything that was too much to feel. And we thank it for doing what it does. But we say to the sweet body, as if it is a child in a cradle, that's not your burden to carry. Here I am. You no longer have to hold all of these things. You are not meant to carry and hold on to any of those things. So thank you for doing what is yours to do. Which is stepping in when we are over capacity. But stepping in doesn't mean holding on. So it's time to let go. So we take a deep breath in. We start above the head, as if there is just a cleansing, a washing away. Like water flowing down. A waterfall. Like looking up into the greatest shower that ever was. We allow the element of water to just rush through. Going over the crown of the head, the third eye, all the way over the face, through the back of the neck, over the shoulders, down the arms, over the whole body until it gets to the toes. And that water just rushes down into the earth. The earth that knows what to do with water, that can sift through toxins, sift through anything and everything and clean it, make it come out crystal clear. We let go of anything the body may have stored that is not serving the highest good. With a deep breath, we tune into the inner body, to every organ, every muscle, every tissue, every tendon, every bone. If there is any part of your body that you know is open for healing, just picture it, touch it. Know that this life flow moves through that center with affirming love, with healing power. We release. We let go. And on the soul level, we breathe into this moment. We do this practice because we know we are not here to build resentments. We are not here to build injury or to judge or hurt. We're not here to build karma. We're here to learn. We're here to heal. We're here to expand. And so is everyone walking this journey with us. So we make the space for our healing and the healing of others, knowing that we don't have to even get into the story or relive the resentments. In fact, A Course in Miracles and deep unity practices and great spiritual teachers of today show us that all of these things, seeking for forgiveness and release, are simply one thing. Resentment is only one thing. We don't need to unravel everything to make a choice, to choose love over fear, to choose wholeness and compassion over resentment and suffering, to choose life over atrophy. So taking your burning bowl paper, holding it in your hand, or beginning to write down anything that is on your heart or on your mind, anything that was not enough, anything you couldn't move past, anything that feels inadequate, whether it's yourself or someone else or the world, just press it into that paper or write it down. Just hold it there and release. Inhaling and exhaling. And when you're ready, I invite you to stand and come to the front. To place your paper in the flame. To allow release. To breathe into the moment. To fully let go. You can come up to the candles 2 at a time. And there is one in the back. be so full and complete.
When you can't find your direction and your heart won't guide you home, let go.
And just look around this sanctuary. There are people here that have been through what you're going through. There are people here who have experienced the other side of it, who moved through things that you don't know if you could move through, who healed things that you didn't know if you could heal. There are people right here that have overcome whatever it is that was on your heart, whatever it is that we released. So let's take a moment together in prayer, breathing into everything that you have overcome. Breathing into everything that you have released, that you know can be released, whether it be physical, whether it be emotional, mental, spiritual, whatever it is, whether it be healing work with another human being, whether it be something with yourself. There is someone who has demonstrated healing in this area. We ask that they lift up that energy, that knowing, that gratitude for answered prayer, that gratitude for the strength, that gratitude for the overcoming, and they lift it up into this space and they share it that it may be experienced by all. Our ability to heal collectively is great. We do this in this moment by asking. We ask for support. We ask for all the love of life to flood into this moment and bless it. Take a deep inhale, and as we exhale, we just place our hands on our hearts. Giving thanks. We're grateful that there are people who've gone through what we might be going through. They're on the other side of it. They hold the pattern, the awareness, the growth, and they're holding it for us. We are grateful that there is a love that is greater than any fear. We are grateful for the ability to release, to heal, to demonstrate our oneness. And I invite you now to bring to mind any person or any people that you have had any difficulty with. Just allow a picture of them to come to mind. Anything where there is any stress or strain, just see them. And in your heart of hearts, say these words: there is only love. There is only love. Give it the light touch. Don't overthink it. Allow it to begin the process. Know that it is the beginning of a process that is already complete. And we affirm that it will be done because it's known in this moment. There is only love. Let's say it together. There is only love. We close with a Tibetan Buddhist prayer. May you be at peace. May your heart remain open. May you awaken to the light of your own true nature. May you be healed. May you be a source of healing for all human beings and for all creation. And so it is. Amen.